Well, hello there, everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am coming to you with an episode of Auntie Say It Isn't So, Say It Isn't So. Monique from Love Afterlife Lockup, Love During Lockup, and Simone has finally come clean, and we're going to talk about it. Y'all ready? Let's get into it.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie. Everybody needs
with a whoop whoop and a boop boop
auntie
boop.
that everybody needs.
You can make this up.
Now, you know that these are some crazy motherfuckers.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie.
So why even bother?
Aunties and lives, sweet old auntie. Aunties and ways. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Well, welcome back, everybody. And this is your dear old auntie. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Today, I had an opportunity to watch a video. Let me put my glasses on so I can get the name of the channel. And the channel, a two-part series on a channel called Releasing Grief. And it is an interview with Monique. Now, we all know Monique from like I said, Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup. And there has been a lot of controversy around Monique. We have watched Monique go from being in love with with a Derek, to watching him come home from prison, to seeing their relationship unfold before us, all of the foo-la-la that's been going on surrounding this couple, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And a lot of us have been curious and have speculated why Monique has allowed an individual named Derek Warner, I think it's Warren and Warner, to treat her the way that he has treated her. So this young lady that has this channel had reached out to me before, and she had done an interview with Derek where Derek was talking about the passing of his mother. I listened to it, but I wasn't interested in talking about it. Just wasn't there. But when I began to watch this interview with Monique, it got real. And the reason why it got real was because in some ways I could relate to Monique. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on related to this, and you all have spoken very clearly to me. While this is my channel, I am the captain of this ship. This ship can't run without you. Okay, let me take my glasses on so I can be serious with y'all. Yes, this is my channel. I make a decision about what I put on my channel and what I don't put on my channel. I make a decision about what I want to cover and what I do not want to cover. I make those decisions over here. But if it doesn't appeal to you, if it's something that you say, Auntie, we don't want to discuss it anymore, we're tired of it, then we don't do it over here. Because I understand the importance of you. I understand that the people that are down here right now in this comment section, they run this channel from a viewer's perspective. I run this channel from an ownership perspective. There have been multiple shows that I have done that you all have jumped right on the bandwagon with me. As a matter of fact, there are two shows that I'm about to incorporate into our lineup, and that is number one, The Bachelorette season 20 and 60 Days in season 8. So we're looking for those videos. But I'm saying this to say this. I had made a decision a couple of weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, or maybe, I don't know, that I wasn't going to cover any of the stuff that was going on. And that was by choice. It is by choice that, and by a lesson learned, that I don't deal with cast members. Moreover, I don't use my platform to give anybody clout. Because a click in a view ain't just a click in a view. Yes, if our channels are monetized, we make money off of the content. But I don't want my content to be every time you see a thumbnail come up that it's about these folk. I ain't got it to do. I am mature enough and wise enough to realize that people tire very easily of the same thing. That you all want to see a variety of topics and issues discussed here on Auntie's Advice. And that's what we're going to do. That's what we have been doing. And I thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity as a content creator to provide you with a variety of content, shows, reviews, thoughts, commentaries, and the like. Now, having said that, I thought that this was interesting because I think that this is a teachable moment. I think that the young lady, and I can't remember what her name is, who did the interview with Monique, was very skilled and talented in getting out of Monique what we have been wanting from the beginning. Why would Monique, a woman like herself, be involved in a situation like this, be in and out of this relationship, seemingly allowing this man to do anything that he wants to do to her? We have seen Monique come out of her trick bag and use, in my opinion, sometimes seemingly blackmail to get Derek to say and not to say things. If Derek says that he is going to say something, then Monique is absolutely, going to say, you know what, don't make me release this. Don't make me release this. I was on another content creator's page the other day and I was listening to a conversation that was being had between Monique, and it was like 6 or 7 times that Monique sat there and said out of her mouth, okay, you want me to release it? And I'm thinking, just release it. Even the gentleman, even Derek said release it. I don't know whether or not it was released or not because like I said, I ain't got it to do. I'm not following these people like this. I don't need clout off of has been cast members. Like, nah, not over here. But I don't knock nobody's hustle. You do what you do. Again, I am the captain of the ship, but you all make this engine run. And so I've heard from many, 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 many of you who said, Auntie, we don't want you in that. And I have not been in that. I've kept my word. Having said that, I listened. Let me go back. I listened to the interview with Monique. And Monique began to talk about with this lady. I don't know if she's a grief counselor or not, but she began to recall and discuss the passing of her baby and how that affected Monique's life. But the very first thing that I caught from it was that Monique was in a relationship with someone who she said was a friend. Just, just 1 second, y'all. Again, I am babysitting the dogs. I believe that the car has pulled up. So we'll see. Let's see what time it is. No, she shouldn't be home now. So Monique began to talk about how she had a friend that she had known since high school, and that, the two of them got in a relationship with one another, like many of us do. This relationship had no general ties, no background, no concrete on which it was built. The whole relationship, in my opinion, was built on sand. Now, there are many of us who have been in relationships like Monique. And I am going to be 100% transparent. I was the gentleman that I had my baby with. Okay, my child that I love. I had made a decision that I was not going to be in a committed relationship, although he had proposed multiple times and all that kind of stuff. I just ain't have it to do. I have never desired to be married. I think that marriage is honorable, and I think it's beautiful, and I think it is ordained by God. At the same time, so is singleness. Okay. And that is what I chose and desired for myself. Have I had companionship? Yes, I have. But I've always gone into a relationship and been very, very open about what it is that I've wanted from that relationship. Whether the gentleman agreed with it or not, whether he thought I was serious or not, I ain't care. I knew what it was that I wanted, and I wanted companionship. So, in some ways, I can relate to her, except for the fact that it is what it is. A lot of times we make a decision, some women make a decision as single women to say, you know what, I don't want, a husband or the unity of marriage or anything like that, but I do want a child. But when you go into a situation like that, you have to go into that situation knowing what it is and being mature enough and okay enough to deal with that, which I was. I made a decision early on when I had my daughter that we would be together and we would try to raise her together. But I was out of that, okay, 6 months later. I packed my stuff up like a thief in a knife, bitch, and I was out. And I never went back. Although my daughter had a very loving relationship with her father, and he and I had a very amicable relationship, I knew but that being in that relationship wasn't something I wanted to do. And I believe that families are families, and they look differently. And I'm being very transparent and open. I may get judged. It's okay, because I choose the life that I live. You choose the life that you live. So Monique was in this relationship with this guy. She said that they was just having fun, and she ended up being pregnant. After she found out that she was pregnant, she found out that his committed girlfriend was pregnant. See, again, you have to make sure that when you go into these let's have fun and unprotected sex, that you are ready for what's going to come out of that. You got to be in your grown-up girl stuff. And Monique was not in her grown-up girl stuff. This is just my opinion on it. Everything that's said here is for entertainment, research, and education purposes only. Monique indicated that she was in this relationship with this man because they was having fun. Yet she wanted him to act like a committed man. And you have to realize that if this is what you're going to do and you're going to have a baby by somebody, you got to realize that, did they sign up to be a baby daddy? Now, he was in a committed relationship with someone else and Monique got pregnant by him, but that is no fault of Monique's baby. But she had unrealistic expectations for this relationship, which is the same thing that she has in this relationship with Derek. Just 1 second. Hold on, everybody. I'm a mute. Okay, I'm back. The dogs is gone. Yay! She had unrealistic expectations for this relationship. See, she thought that, just having this casual relationship was going to make him be a daddy. And I'm looking at this other young lady by the name of Blasian. Let's get into it. Who was also in a relationship with Derek with unrealistic expectations. When you see a mofo and you know a mofo, you got to treat that mofo the way that mofo is. You cannot fantasize and believe that you're going to make someone do something because you changed the game. No, you changed the game for yourself, but you can't change the game for another person. Now, this young lady, Blasian, is sitting her ass out here on channels and clicking links and all kinds of stuff. The stupidity of clicking a link for a content creator and thinking that you ain't going to be. And then you go back to your Instagram page and you drag them and you say all kinds of stuff about them. You read them for filth, but then you say, I ain't talking about you. No, you talking about that content creator. But you got unrealistic expectations for Derek. You call him all kinds of names and say all kinds of stuff about the man. And it's like, okay. But then you turn back and say, I don't need him. I'm dating other people. So even if you are pregnant, the likelihood that it's his is probably 99.0%. Or no, let me change that. You may be pregnant, young lady, in my opinion, but it don't mean it's his. And the audacity to ask for somebody to pay for a DNA test while babies are still in your womb. Girl, wait for them to be born so you can do a swab for $19.99. Why would a mother pay for a DNA test for a baby that's in your stomach that's going to cost him hundreds of dollars instead of paying for a DNA test that's going to cost him $19.99 and the doctor hospital can do it freely? These women have unrealistic expectations. You can't play the game and then change the rules. It's got to be what it is. And if you ain't grown up enough, emotionally responsible enough, and mentally responsible enough, don't play the game. Withhold yourself, hold yourself back, stop your freaknik nights, and keep yourself pure until you find a man that you want to be with and who wants to be with you and wants to wife you. Stop giving it. You know what? Let me get back to Monique. Because there's been a lot of stuff that I done seen and a lot of stuff I've been holding back. I've been seeing y'all all up and down in the chats. Y'all have your fun. But for me, I ain't got it to do. Because for me, there's a certain point where stuff gotta stop. It just gotta stop. That's why I can't entertain it. As a woman, it ain't in me to entertain. Because see, I'm gonna want to educate you. I'm gonna want to make you smart. I'm gonna want to make you think like this woman did on her channel with Monique. She made Monique feel comfortable enough to tell her the truth. You were in a relationship. Monique was in this relationship with this young man for grins and giggles and fucks. And then she turned up pregnant and wanted him to be a daddy. It don't work like that. It doesn't work like that because you get pregnant that he gonna automatically shift and be a daddy. Because at the same time that Monique was pregnant, so was this other young lady. The other young lady was pregnant at the same time, but this was the one that he was committed to. So now here you are, trapped in a closet, having a baby by somebody who don't love you, who was just somebody you was flipping with like dolphins. And so Monique gets pregnant. She is a baby. She gets pregnant, and it appears that she had toxemia. I don't even know if Monique knew that that's what she had, but when Monique was talking about her symptoms, being sick all the time, unable to eat, just all the stuff that she was going through, I said it sounded like she had preeclampsia. She was toxic. I lost a baby, and I've told you all that I lost a baby at 5.5 months. I birthed the baby. Monique said that she was going through the pregnancy and she lost her mucus plug. Same thing happened to me. I lost my mucus plug. I was in active labor at 5.5 months. And at that point, it's a fetus. I refused hospital care, emergency hospital care, and thought that I had enough time to get to my doctor and get to a hospital where he practiced that so I could, go through the process. But it wasn't. By the time that I got there, my baby was coming out of me and my baby died. I know what it feels like for Monique to go through what she went through, because I'm telling you right now, there's nothing that can ever prepare you for having a baby at 5.5, 6 months, or a stillborn. There's nothing that can compare that can prepare you for losing a second baby. The child that I have now, who is now 24 years old, there was a possibility that I was going to lose her too, but I fought, and my body fought. We fought for her to come into this world. And when she was birthed into this world, I realized the miracle of pregnancy. I realized the miracle of motherhood. It's a miracle when we are able to have children and not lose our lives or our baby lives. Do you all realize that the rate of infant mortality has increased in the African American community? It's always been there. They tell you that pregnancy and giving birth is the closest thing to death. So when I listened to Monique talk about how her mucus plug came out, and she was saying that, he wasn't there because he was over there managing another baby. He was over there managing another life with another woman that he was in relationship with, Monique. Monique talked about how she went through the process, and when the baby passed away, that her family wasn't there. Her sister, mama, daddy, nobody was there for her. And my heart bled for her. Because yes, you want people to be there for you. But we have to understand too that people got lives. I'm not saying that her sisters was right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm saying people got lives, and you can't have an expectation that somebody do something for you. But because Monique had that expectation, she experienced trauma. She said that her baby passed away at 8 o'clock in the morning, and she stayed there till 9, 10 o'clock at night. That nobody even picked her up from the hospital. Monique released pictures. They're on the lady's channel. She released pictures, and she said that her baby, she cremated the baby, and she still has those ashes. But as I begin to listen to Monique, I thought about this other young lady. I've listened to how Monique is like, that's not my baby. I don't want to have anything to do with that. And I'm thinking that Monique is living still through trauma, through this girl flaunting this baby and this pregnancy in her face. And how she is expected to talk about it and to weigh in on it. And I'm thinking, nobody's looking at Monique's trauma from losing a baby. I see some of you all saying that you all have lost babies. So here Monique is in a relationship with Derek, whether it's weird as fuck or not. She's in a relationship with this man who appears to be toying with her and treating her, ugh, I can't. And now she's got to deal with another woman who's with that man and is saying she's having twins. And nobody's saying or thinking how Monique may be dealing with this, especially since Derek was the man that she loved and still loves today. And this stuff is in her face because it's on social media. Monique is still in trauma. She talked about gaining weight. She talked about getting up in the morning and having alcohol for breakfast. Monique, I've been there, done that. Monique, I'm trying to tell you, E&J was my best friend. I got up every day with some E&J and some Jack. Those was my ride or dies. They was with me. I understand the trauma of losing a baby. I understand the trauma that the body goes through. I understand. But Monique, healing is not through someone else. Healing is through yourself. Now, this woman gave Monique some very good advice. And Monique talked about how she is still hurt about her family and how her family wasn't there. Monique, the only way that you can move forward is to release the hurt. You got to put yourself around people who going to build you up in your most holy faith. You got to be around more people, Monique, who are going to say, you know what, sis, I know who you are. I know where you are. I've been there and I've done that. And I'm here to say, no, ma'am. No longer can you be around people who suck the whole energy out of you, who don't take into consideration your past, your present, or your future. I ain't telling you who to be with. I'm just telling you, you need to rethink everything. We watched Monique on the show when she was dealing with her sisters. And now I see why Monique is the way that she was with her sisters, because here she is resentful. And she's walking around with this past trauma that she's never dealt with. She says she ended up gaining 180 pounds. Did that too. There are more people who are like you, Monique, than that. There are more people who see you than not. There are more people who would rather be on the wall praying than coming out their mouth slaying. There are more people, when you let yourself be vulnerable, when you found a safe place, Monique, to be vulnerable. We see you. No, ma'am. You can't stay where you are. This woman talked Monique through this. Monique said that after she had lost the baby and she was driving home in an Uber, that she went by a lake. She said that she had ideologies. Y'all know what the other one is. We won't say it over here. I had a sign that was in my office, and that sign said, "Everything that I pray for, I have. Everything I pray for, I got it." And I did it by myself with no help from a man. My legs wasn't up in the air. I did it with hard work and determination. I learned how to assess the value of people. And those that I found that were not valuable to me were assessed to zero. And I got rid of them. It's not good enough to tell Monique, "Monique, you're better than this. Monique, you deserve better," when Monique hasn't assessed her own value. I know that the trauma that you went through, can't nobody tell me about that unless you've been through it. You can imagine, you can envision, but until you have a life that is living in you no longer, can't nobody tell you about that. They can't tell you how to feel, how to process. So, Monique, I see you. I see you, sis, like I ain't never seen you. And all of us seasoned women, we've been seeing you the whole time. We've been seeing you the whole time. And I'm hoping that you change and you don't find yourself sucked up, wrapped up into no whole bunch of drama. You still got time to heal. You got the rest of your life ahead of you. You've now come out with this story. We see you. We understand you. We relate to you. Now it's time for you to move on. Get out of this stuff. I know that it hurt you that this girl saying she's pregnant for the child that you didn't have and the child that you one day want to have. But you want to have that child, Monique, with a healthy, you want to be mentally healthy than heart healthy. And you could do it. Y'all, the interview, after the lady interviewed with Monique, Monique said she never grieved for the baby, never had a memorial service. I didn't either. I didn't either. Do I wish I had? No. Because where I wasn't ready for that, Monique. I wasn't ready for it. And I don't live with the regret because I did what would keep me sane. Because, see, I had a living child that I had to raise. And so I focused all my energy on the child that I had while I worked through the grieving process. One of the ladies that I used to follow said that you can name your baby in heaven, and that when you go to heaven, you'll be reunited with your children, or for me, children, for Monique, child. Monique, hold on to that you will see him again, your baby girl again. This whole thing really had me looking and thinking about all this mess that's going on. And so I want to speak to Blasian. Megan, if you think it got dark, you can go ahead on out. You can go out. Let me see. Let me help Megan. Let me go in on the help Megan on up out of here. There you go, boo. There you go, Megan. Did you a little favor. Y'all see that? They're making a favor. Blasian, I don't know if you're pregnant or you're not. I have my suspicions, Blasian, that you're not. I just I just do. There's so many things that you're saying that doesn't sound like a mom. See, we count gestation in weeks. We don't count gestations in months. So I don't know if you're just real immature, if nobody's told you, but you count your gestation in weeks. That's number one. Number two, you don't have to prove you're pregnant. One mother walks around and proves she's pregnant unless she's standing up in front of a judge. A mother's whole instinct is to protect her baby. A mother's instinct isn't to run around from platform to platform trying to prove that they're pregnant. Because from the time that you get pregnant, either you love that baby or you don't. There's only two ways. I'm keeping it 100. Okay, Monique. I don't know if that's real Monique in the thing, but okay. Let me tell you something, Blasian. You either love that baby or you don't. You talked the other day about having, you didn't even call them babies. You called it something else. And people like myself and like Monique and like a lot of these other women in here, in this chat, when you said that, that motherly internal instinct in me flipped like I don't know what. And I'm trying not to be emotional. But a mother that is connected and has a valuable pregnancy doesn't talk like that. A mother who has a viable pregnancy, not one, but two babies, does not say, I'm going to take it and place it at a door. But you want us to believe you pregnant? Who says something like that with two fetuses in their belly, in their womb? You're not talking like a mother, like someone who says that? Because let me just go ahead and be funky with you, Blasian. One of them could have been mine. One of them could have been Monique's. It's a blessing to have a baby. It's a blessing to bring forth life. And I don't care what another could do. You gonna take care of them babies. And so I question the validity of your pregnancy. I've questioned the validity of your heart towards all of this. Because, honey, a mama don't talk like that. You sit there and you tell people, well, I'm just doing my sonogram. I'm taking care of my babies. See, because you got a platform where you can do that on. You can't do that over here. Because I would rather that tag your ass. Rather that tag your ass. Because I got two in heaven. Not one, two. And here you talking about going and getting an abortion, taking the fetus and putting it at somebody's door. And you think it's cute. And you got people that's out there rah-rahing you. But trust and believe me, they looking at you with the motherfucking side eye, because I'm telling you right now, I ain't got it to do. Monique, you let those butterflies go in dedication to your babies. And I'm telling you, I love that. I saw you release all that stuff. It's the same way you can release this man. The same way that you were vulnerable and said, I'm going to allow this lady to do this with me. And I'm going to share my heart and my heartbreak. I'm going to share my disappointments. I'm going to share my stories. Like I said, lost my baby just like you did, probably around the same time. 5 months, 5.5 months, 20 some weeks. I can't remember how many weeks. Start doing alcohol, never drugs, alcohol. Didn't have any idealations, but I was broken for a long time because I had to get up on my grown people feet and I had to take care of the baby that I had. Y'all, as women, we got to take care of ourselves. Monique, I hate that your family was not there for you, but I'm glad that you understood that you have resentment. And it's the acknowledgement, it's the tapping into what's going on that will heal your heart. Again, assess relationships, because sometimes you got to let people go, whether they family or not. Hey! Sometimes you got to assess the value so that you can go to another level. You've got to cut those things out that don't bring anything to your life. I know it's easy said than done, but I know that when it's done, life gets easy. Let me say that again. I know that it is easier said than done, but I also know that life gets easy when it's done. While in my relationship, and I experienced domestic violence, I had a decision to make, boo. And I made it instantly. A man that will put his hands on you will always be a repeat offender. And I knew if I did not have that month locked up, that not only was I putting myself in possible jeopardy, I was other women. I knew that I had to stand up in my grown girl stuff, call my homegirls, switch out the cars, drive down to the office, file them paperworks, and put that month in an orange jumpsuit. Not only for me, but for other people. Because if you are a danger to me, then that means you was a danger to somebody before me because you felt comfortable enough, as ghetto and ratchet as my ass was, to put your them paws on me while I got a child in my house. You crazy. You crazy. And see, at that time, wasn't no carry and conceal. Okay, in DC. Wasn't no universal carrying. Won't none of that. 20 some years ago. Oh, but it is now. One step at a time is all you need to take. I related to Monique in a way that I never thought that I would. I understood everything she went through. I understood her attachment to this man, to Derek, and the hope and the dreams. I understood every word that she believed that came out of his mouth. I believed that she felt like he filled a hole in her soul. I believed everything. I related to it. I thought that Monique was more beautiful than I've ever seen her. And y'all know, recently, I was like, you know what? I ain't on that train. Y'all know I got off that hate train. I've been to that. I ain't got it to do. Y'all have got to. I will make sure. And I know somebody cussed me out. Um, get once you're pregnant. What you said? Once you're pregnant, you're a mama. It was beautiful. Monique, stay there in that healed place. Stay right there. Stay in that healed place. And here's the thing that I want to say to you, Monique, while you here. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I will repay. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. I will repay. When somebody do you wrong, Monique, there's nobody who is the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, but God. There's nobody that knows their before nor their after. There's nobody else who knew them when they were formed in the room. There's nobody else who knows how the end is going to be, the in between either. You don't have to release anything to get revenge. You don't have to put one thing out there because vengeance is mine. Whatsoever a man soweth, that means whatever he does with his hands, with his mouth, with his mind, he shall reap it. You don't have to be the reaper. Let me give you this little tidbit real quick, Monique, since you here. There's a parable of the seed and the sower. Now, I ain't going to church, but I'm going to give you some biblical knowledge. And I want you to think about it every time you want to release a text message or anything about Derek. Monique, When a seed is planted in the ground, there are three things that has to happen to it. When Derek plants a seed in the ground, or you, it's got to be planted, it's got to be watered, and it's got to increase. You can't do all three. So when that seed of discord is planted, let somebody else water it and let somebody else give it the increase. You can't do all three. Either you're the waterer or you're the planter. So all of this, I'm going to release this. I'm going to hold this against you. It further pushes back and delays the hand that needs to come in and correct a situation. The more you get involved in God's work, the more you get involved with trying to be the planter, the waterer, and the increase, the longer it takes for you to be healed and him. See, because God created him just like he did you. And I know that you hurt, and I know he has hurt you. But let me tell you something. Step back and let the parable of the sower, let it marinate in your mind. Let it marinate in your heart and live by it. Whatever a man sows, whatever he puts in the ground, whatever he puts in your heart, whatever he puts in your mind, he got to reap it. There's another parable that says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy gonna come in the morning. And there may be some nights where you be on your pillow, honey, and you crying through it, and it's absorbing your tears like a sponge. But remember that every tear that we cry, God has captured it in his hand. He can redeem the time for you and give you back that the cankerworm has eaten. It ain't your job to make him pay. So stop with the revenge, because vengeance is mine, say God. I will. There's nothing you can do to make Derek repay. There's nothing you can do to turn back the hands of time. Not one thing. But God can. And he only can when you release it. Please, Monique, walk in this continued healing. That interview was absolutely phenomenal. Now, I ain't saying that you ain't did your stuff, because you ain't perfect by no means. Ain't none of us. All of us have fallen short of the glory of God. All of us have failed. Honey, I'll come on here and I will give you a scripture just like this, and I will cuss you out with the same tongue. But I know where my heart is and my foundation. And anybody who professes and says that they are Christian should also give you Christian guidance. Right when after they done cussed you out real good. I've never reached out to you. Never wanted to. Because I wanted to be fair and do this from what I saw, not from what I know or think I know. But sis, walk in your healing. And again, Blasian, if you going to say you a mother and you pregnant, you need to step up in it or do what you said you was going to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's some of us, honey, we are looking with the side eye. And if you think I wasn't doing a reverse image search on you yesterday, Blasian, you lost your mind. Oh, I was reverse imaging, and I found one, but it was in India and I couldn't get it clear enough. First of all, you need to get a OBGYN. Instead of being out here cussing people out, Blasian, and instead of being out here talking about, aborting your baby and killing and leaving it on people's doors, instead of doing all of that, make a decision about what you're going to do and move on. Make a decision, boo, and move on. Because it's a hot ass mess. And for a mother to talk like that, there's some mental illness going on, boo. Straight up. Ain't nothing you doing cute or entertaining. It's actually sickening. Thank you so much, Lisa Tubman, for the $19.99 super chat. What's up, boo? Ready to come over. It's sickening. I'll be over there praying. Because as sickening as it is, people find it entertaining. As sickening as it is, people find it very entertaining. I'm going to get off of here. I think I've said enough. I thank you all for everything, for allowing me to be the content creator that I am. Thank you all again so much for supporting me in everything that I do. Thank you so much for not having an expectation that I'll be in a whole bunch of mess and that I'll bring that mess to you. Thank you for allowing me to be Auntie. No judgment, none but love. Because at the end of the day, this may be my channel. But if it wasn't for you, it would be no me. And I recognize that every time I hit that button to go live. Be healed, ladies. Take the examples. Take Monique's example, my example, and even Blasian's, and live a better life. Know your worth and your value. Know who you are and whose you are. Make better decisions. Seek his guidance. Learn how to meditate. Take care of yourself. Love the woman that you are. Whether you fat, skinny, black, white, disabled, or not. Live your best life. Your best life. Faith without works is dead. Put the work in, and God will meet you and beat you. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. And until we meet again, y'all be safe in those streets and in the water.